The Data Protection Act protects all personal information of John Lewis's employees and customers. John Lewis's employees and customers will feel more secure and safe when providing their information to John Lewis due to this act. The Freedom of Information Act assists John Lewis when collecting market research, because the Freedom of Information Act allows John Lewis to access information which tells them what kinds of people go to where, which gives them easy access to places and areas that they can provide surveys and products to people who they know are going to buy from them. The Computer Misuse Act gives John Lewis the right to prosecute people who steal, access, and sell restricted information from their company. This means that if information has been hacked, misused in any way, John Lewis can act on it. The disadvantages of legal policies. The Data Protection Act. Because of this, John Lewis needs to train its employees on how to use the software correctly so that no information is accidentally lost or released to the public. A disadvantage of the Freedom of Information Act is that rival companies to John Lewis can see their financial statistics and plans for the future with ease. A disadvantage of the Computer Misuse Act is that if an employee were to accidentally change or switch any information, they would be considered as a hacker and could be prosecuted by law. This could be due to poor training by John Lewis and could end up with the loss of staff members. The advantages of ethical policies are: for emails, John Lewis can easily contact their employees or other companies and provide information or collect information about whatever they need quickly. By using the internet, John Lewis can find out any information on the potential employees that they are interviewing so that they know whether they're right for the job. Whistleblowing makes John Lewis want to stay within it, causes John Lewis to want to stay within legal boundaries because they do not want any negativity to spread about them. An advantage to information ownership is due to certain information being accessed by certain people, there's a higher chance for the information to stay confidential and safe and to not be released to the public. Some disadvantages of these ethical policies are: for emails, John Lewis preferred not to send out advertisement emails because they believe that people will dislike them and then in turn dislike John Lewis more. This slows down the potential for brand exposure by a large amount. A disadvantage of the internet is that use of internet within the workspace means that there is a high possibility that John Lewis employees could not be doing their work and could be on social media or any other website. Whistleblowing. The disadvantage of whistleblowing is that the whistleblower is spreading negative information about John Lewis to the public, which will in turn largely negatively affect John Lewis, as they could face legal actions or be disliked by many more. Negative effect of information ownership is that by having certain people only being allowed to access this information, other people who may need the information will not be able to access the information easily, which could end up slowing down their work process. The advantages of operational issues are: for backups, John Lewis can use backups so that if they lose any data due to hacking or misuse of the data, they easily have a backup copy, which in turn means that the information can still be used. An advantage of health and safety would be that John Lewis employees will feel more safe in their working environment because they will know that safety precautions have been made, thus lowering the chance of injury. The advantage of having a business continuity plan is that if the business goes into any kind of trouble, they will have a backup plan to try and keep sales going and to try and get out of the tight spot. Disadvantages of operational issues are: for backups, that John Lewis will have to take money out of their budget to spend on extra memory space. As backups will cost more money, John Lewis will have to use up more of their profit to keep the information stored and safe. The disadvantage for health and safety is a risk assessment will have to be done on the entire building and everything in it, and every risk that is found will have to be dealt with, which could come out of John Lewis's costs. And if someone were to get injured due to John Lewis not noticing or concealing a risk, then legal action can be taken against John Lewis. A disadvantage of a business continuity plan is the fact that John Lewis will still, whilst they're in trouble, have to pay their employees all their money, even if John Lewis is in trouble.